What does it actually mean, to have great expectations? Is it really about the big ambitions we chase, or maybe the money we hope to get? Or is there something, well, something deeper going on? And how come these old stories, classics, centuries old sometimes, still grab us? Today, we're doing a deep dive into one of those truly enduring ones, Charles Dickens's Great Expectations.
That's right. And for this exploration, we've been looking at some great analysis like Mutlar, Dickinson Victoria Doni Seri. Our goal really is to pull out the most important bits of wisdom, the key insights from this amazing novel just for you.
Okay, let's unpack this. That before we even get to Pip and his world, we have to talk about Dickens himself. I mean, what a figure. He was just this literary giant in his time, writing during the Victorian era. It was, well, vibrant, sure, but also pretty stark sometimes. Think gas lamps, London fog, massive industrial shifts changing everything, but also huge gaps between rich and poor, really rigid social structures. It was a complex time.
Absolutely. And that whole environment, that mix of progress and poverty, it deeply shaped Dickens. You see it reflected so strongly in the worlds he builds in his novels. It gives them that incredible, almost gritty realism.
So, Great Expectations itself. Fundamentally, it's Pip's story, his journey. He starts this orphan boy out in the marshes, pretty bleak beginnings, and we follow him through all these key moments, these unexpected turns, his move to London, all driven by this desire to become a gentleman. It's a story of self-discovery, but also, frankly, a lot of disillusionment along the way. It definitely keeps you reading.
Yeah, and what's fascinating right from the start is how those humble, almost claustrophobic beginnings spark this powerful need in Pip for something more. It's not just about money, though that's part of it. It's deeper. It's about self-worth, belonging, finding love. That initial yearning, that dissatisfaction, it really becomes the engine driving everything he does, every choice, every mistake.
And his journey isn't solitary, is it?
Yeah.
It gets really interesting when you meet the people around him. What a cast. These characters are just so vivid, so distinct. They feel incredibly real. Even the really eccentric ones, they shape him dramatically.
Oh, completely. They are the absolute heart of the narrative, each one playing a really vital role in Pip's development. You have Pip, of course. He's our eyes and ears, the protagonist. His growth, his changing views, that's the core. Then there's Joe Gargery, Pip's brother-in-law, the blacksmith. He's just fundamentally decent, kind, loyal. It's a sort of moral anchor, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Especially compared to some others Pip meets.
Exactly, a symbol of simple goodness.
And then you have the unforgettable Miss Havisham, so eccentric, jilted on her wedding day, and her life just stops. She's frozen in that moment, living in this decaying house, consumed by bitterness, wanting revenge. It's quite haunting.
Utterly haunting and connected to her.
Is Estella, Miss Havisham's ward. Beautiful, yes, but raised to be cold, emotionally unavailable. She becomes the focus of Pip's intense, often really painful obsession. His idea of love gets very tangled up with her.
Yeah, a complicated relationship, to say the least.
We also meet Abel Magwitch, the convict Pip encounters on the marshes right at the beginning. That terrifying meeting, it seems small at first, but it triggers this whole chain reaction, completely changing Pip's life in ways he just couldn't foresee.
A real catalyst.
Exactly. And in London, there's Herbert Pocket, Pip's friend. Loyal, supportive, offers genuine companionship. Herbert kind of gives Pip a different, maybe healthier perspective on life and what being a gentleman actually means. It's Dickens' skill, isn't it? Even these characters who could be caricatures feel so tangible, so complex right from the start. You feel like you know them.
You really do. They step off the page.
Yeah.
So Pip's navigating this world, meeting these people, dealing with these twists, and through it all, the novel asks some really big questions, themes that honestly still feel relevant. What does this all mean?
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, one theme that really jumps out, especially today, is this idea of appearance versus reality. Dickens is constantly pushing us, and Pip, to look beneath the surface.
Right. Don't just take things at face value.
Exactly. How things look, wealth, status, gentility can be incredibly misleading. They often hide the truth about someone's character, their morals, or lack thereof. It's a tough lesson for Pip. He keeps getting tripped up by appearances. It really challenges us, the readers, too.
And that ties into social class, doesn't it?
It does, very closely. Dickens vividly portrays the rigidity of Victorian social class, but he's doing more than just showing it. He's critiquing it, suggesting that true gentility isn't about your birth or your bank balance. It's about your character, your kindness, your integrity. Values you often find in unexpected people, like Joe.
While Pip's initial great expectations kind of blind him to that at first.
Precisely. Then you have the theme of ambition, Pip's powerful desire to better himself, to rise in the world. Dickens explores where that leads. The compromises Pip makes, the disillusionment when reality doesn't match the dream. It raises questions about what happens when ambition isn't grounded in solid values.
But it's also about growth, right? He
Right.
does learn.
Oh, absolutely. Personal growth was huge. Pip makes a lot of mistakes, some quite serious, but we see him grapple with them, slowly understand himself and the world better, and eventually achieve a kind of maturity. It's earned, not given. And woven through all this, of course, is love and rejection, especially Pip's pursuit of Estella. It's often painful, largely unrequited, and it really highlights the messy, complicated nature of human connection and desire.
And Dickens delivers all these complex ideas with it's such incredible skill. His writing itself is just masterful.
It really is. His narrative style is so distinctive. Those incredibly vivid descriptions, you feel like you're right there. The misty marshes, the bustling, grimy streets of London. He makes the settings almost characters in themselves.
Yeah, the atmosphere is palpable.
And telling the story through Pip's first-person voice is key. It creates this intimacy, this connection. You're inside his head, feeling his hopes, his fears, his confusion.
It makes his journey very personal for the reader.
Definitely. And then there's his use of satire. Dickens had such a sharp eye for the absurdities and hypocrisies of Victorian society. He uses humor, sometimes biting humor, to critique social climbing, injustice, pomposity. Think of characters like Pumblechook.
Oh, Pumblechook, yes. He skewers them perfectly. And the depth of characterization we talked about earlier, that realism.
It comes from his keen observation of people. He gives even minor characters these unique quirks, ways of speaking, hidden depths. They have contradictions, flaws. They feel human, not just plot devices. That mix of eccentricity and underlying truth makes them stick with you.
So, thinking about all this,
Yeah.
why does Great Expectations still resonate so strongly? What stands out to you? Why are we still talking about it, reading it today?
That's the big question, isn't it? I think its enduring power comes from how it tackles these timeless, universal human concerns. Questions about identity. Who are we, really, beyond our jobs or our social standing? What truly defines us? Questions about happiness, about wealth, about the difference between how things seem and how they are.
The illusion of appearances again.
Exactly. And ultimately, it forces us to think about what great expectations truly mean in our own lives. Are they about external success or something internal? These aren't just Victorian issues, they're things we all grapple with. Dickens holds up a mirror, inviting us to look critically at our own values and desires.
And that brings us to the end of our deep dive into Great Expectations. We really hope this quick journey through it has given you a good handle on the plot, those unforgettable characters, and the themes that make it so powerful. It's a shortcut, maybe, to understanding why this novel is still considered such a masterpiece.
It really is such a rich book. Reading it, or even just thinking about it like this, it sparks so much thought about our own lives, our own aspirations. There's always something more to find in it.
So maybe something to think about as you go on with your day.
Mm-hmm.
In a world that puts, a lot of emphasis on appearances, on ambition, what great expectations are you holding on to? And are they the ones that will truly lead you where you want to go? How might you really achieve them?